Tonight on CTV News at 5.
Tensions flare. Maritimers with ties to the Middle East watch anxiously as the conflict unfolds.
It's time to honor the land, honor the sky, and honor each other.
On the Powwow Trail, the first powwow of the season kicks off in New Brunswick.
I just like to measure from the heart. If you love chocolate, I add in all the chocolate.
And Sweetly Tess, a home baker, has the right recipe for success.
And we are off to a sunny start to this final week of spring. It's set to continue Tuesday.
Live from the Maritimers News Center, this is CTV News at 5.
Good evening and welcome to CTV News at 5. I'm Maria Panopoulos. Thank you for joining us. First at 5 tonight, conflict in the Middle East. All eyes are on Israel and Iran as the two countries trade blows. Israel launched the first strike with a goal to shut down Iran's nuclear program. And since then, the countries have engaged in reciprocal strikes. Here in the Maritimes, as CTV's Hafsa Arif shows us, those with close ties to the regions have been watching closely and worrying about what may come next. Hafsa.
That's right, Maria. While rockets light up the sky over the Middle East, the fallout reaches living rooms right here, where the silence feels louder than the explosions.
It's not the sounds of missiles that keep her up at night. It's a sound of nothing. No ringing phone, no message, no sign of life.
I cannot breathe. I cannot breathe. I cannot. The feeling is killing me.
She is an Iranian Canadian and has asked us not to show her face or share her name. Her son and husband are still in Iran, along with other family members, and she worries the wrong words could carry real consequences.
Now, we don't know when we can see each other. We don't know can we. We don't know what's going on. We don't know what will happen today, in 1 hour, next hour. It's very heart-breaking feeling.
They were expected to arrive on Thursday, but the flights have since been canceled from Tehran. And since then, her son has been trying to find a way out of the country.
He said, you cannot imagine what's going on in Iran. You cannot imagine how people are under stress. People cannot be aware when it's going to be attacked.
It's very difficult.
Across the city, Israeli-Canadian Shimon Walt is also watching the news with a sinking heart.
I worry about him. I worry about my 96-year-old mom. Not able to go down to the shelter, 3 flights of stairs, so she shelters in the staircase. It's hard.
Walt was planning a trip to Israel before the conflict started.
If I would have gone, I would have been there right now. I wouldn't be able to get out for a while. So I don't know what's for the best. Maybe I should have been there.
Some of his happiest memories were made in Israel. Now he's grateful for every call that goes through and terrified of the day one doesn't.
And you're texting them and you're trying to find out what's happening and waiting for the news, waiting to see where did it hit, who, what was the impact, and it's terrible.
For now, families here keep their phones charged and their prayers constant. They wait and hope for peace so they don't have to live with fear for their loved ones. Maria?
Oh my goodness, it is so heartbreaking, Hafsa. Thank you so much. CTV's Hafsa Arif for us in the news center this evening. All right, I'm going to hand things over to Todd Battis now for a look at the headlines. Hi, Todd.
Hi, Maria. Thank you. Coming up at 6 o'clock, we have a sad story to report from Woodstock, New Brunswick. A 3-year-old child has died after being struck by a starting gate at the local harness racing track. It happened on the weekend. Police are calling it a tragic accident. There is a full investigation underway, and we will get the details from CTV's Nick Moore. A story you'll only see on CTV News. An 81-year-old Nova Scotia man is in hospital after allegedly being left in a van for close to 7 hours. The senior had been visiting family and had been picked up around 3 o'clock in the afternoon. They became concerned when his nursing home called around 10:30 that night saying he hadn't returned. Police are looking into this. Atlantic premiers, along with those from Ontario and Quebec, joined their Eastern American counterparts for a gathering in Boston today. The major topic discussed, you guessed it, tariffs, tourism, with the U.S. governors highlighting the impact of Canadians not heading south this summer. Coming up at 6, more in the high-profile meeting and just what they hope to get out of it. Now, let's go to the Weather Center where Kaylin Mitchell has the wrap on what has been a beautiful Monday afternoon, certainly, Kaylin.
Yeah, high pressure in place across the Maritimes for today, so we had plenty of sunshine. A few areas did see a little bit of fair weather cloud cover bubble up in the afternoon. Temperatures climbed up towards the low to mid-20s for many communities, some high 20s for northern areas of New Brunswick. Only held a little bit more moderate for some coastal areas, including down around the Bay of Fundy coastline in New Brunswick and parts of the Atlantic coastline of Nova Scotia. And that's because the breezy wind that we had today was mostly out of the southwest, and that's a little bit more directly onshore for those particular coastal areas. Now, the wind at this hour is still being sustained between around 15 and 30 kilometers per hour. We're getting some gusts reported between 30 and 40 kilometers per hour. So breezy conditions set to continue on into the first part of this evening. The winds will be getting a little bit lighter for the overnight. And then tomorrow's winds are going to be very, very similar. Over on radar and satellite, there's that little bit of fair weather cloud cover that kind of bubbled up around the interior of Nova Scotia, mostly cumulus clouds, those white puffy looking ones. There was a very low chance that a couple of those could develop into some small showers, but if any showers did pop up over the next hour, they'll be coming to an end quickly as we move through this evening and we lose our daytime heating. After that, expecting to be mainly clear tonight with some fog patches developing. Pretty fair weather in the forecast for tomorrow. And Maria, I'll have more on that when I'm back a little bit later on.
Thank you, Kaylin. And speaking of the weather, nearly 3 months of soggy weekends came to an end in the Halifax area this past weekend. As CTV's Jonathan McGinnis shows us, fine weather greeted event and patio goers alike as the sun finally returned.
It's much easier to put on an outdoor event that attracts thousands of people if the weather cooperates.
I think it's, really welcome forecast for everybody, but certainly here at the One Port City Day event today.
Pretty good timing by organizers. The last precipitation-free weekend was way back on March 22nd and 23rd. That's 11 weeks ago.
Well, last year the weather did not cooperate. It definitely was more of a rainy day. We saw people come out, but not in the numbers that we're seeing today.
It's very nice to see the sun. It's been a long spring.
People strolling along the boardwalk found lots to do, from water displays by tugboats to mini train rides. Residents were glad they could finally leave their umbrellas at home.
We even have like a little small farm at home, and it's been very hard to get anything done, so it's lovely to be out in downtown Halifax today.
Business owners were also appreciative of the sunshine.
This is really when patio season is at its peak. Patios are great, whether you're a smaller operator and you have, say, 3 extra tables, or you're a larger operator and you have 25 plus tables. What that does is it allows you to increase capacity, right? You're able to welcome more guests.
CTV meteorologist Kaylin Mitchell says weather patterns tend to run in 4 to 7 day cycles. Hopefully, the recent trend has changed and better forecasts are on the way as summer approaches. Jonathan McGinnis, CTV News, Halifax.
Let's hope. Thank you, Jonathan. All right, time for a break, but when we come back, we've got a special celebration.
It's about unity. It's about coming together.
New Brunswick's first powwow of the season attracted hundreds. We'll take a look at the sights and sounds next.
Lace up your sneakers and make a move for scleroderma this June. Help support the hundreds of Atlantic Canadians living with this autoimmune disease. For details on this year's walk-run event in your community, visit makeamoveatlantic.ca.
Welcome back. An annual trade show highlighting women-led businesses in Frederickton renewed its focus on supporting local entrepreneurs this past weekend. Over 50 vendors, ranging from bakers to tattoo artists, participated in the Frederickton Women's Show on Saturday and Sunday. About 1,500 people attended the event, which has been hosted in Fredericton for nearly 2 decades.
We get to meet so many different individuals, and it's a great opportunity for other local vendors to do the same. So it's one way to bring as many women together as possible to celebrate not only entrepreneurship, but being able to support local and be a part of a bigger picture.
Great initiative. A portion of the proceeds from this year's show will go to the event's nonprofit partner, Sexual Violence New Brunswick. All right, on to our next story now. Powwow season officially kicked off in New Brunswick this past weekend with one huge gathering marking a big milestone. CTV's Nick Moore takes us there.
The The community powwow in Sedunsisk, also known as St. Mary's First Nation, becomes larger and larger year after year.
We have actually grown our powwow ground, so it's really nice to see how big we have gotten over the years.
On this, its 25th year, the powwow's grand entry on Saturday included more than 250 registered dancers from near and far. Nicole Carty is the powwow's coordinator.
It's a time to showcase, and it's a time to honor the land, honor the sky, and honor each other.
This is the first of 12 stops on New Brunswick's Powwow Trail between now and October.
Hopefully, the sun will stay with all those powwows that will happen here in our beautiful province.
Chief Alan Pulches Jr. says it is a celebration where everybody is welcome.
It's about unity. It's about coming together and knowing that our language, our culture, and of course, is still here and still thriving.
This coming Saturday is National Indigenous Peoples Day, with special events scheduled around the region. Nick Moore, CTV News, St. Mary's First Nation.
What an excellent turnout, and I know the weather, rain or shine, it was going to happen, but I'm sure the weather helped to bring more people out.
I'm certainly glad it cooperated with the event and all the events that were going on across this past weekend for the Maritimes. A couple spotty showers around, but that was about it. And today, of course, we had a lot of sunshine for the region, including here in Charlottetown, where there's blue skies and just a slight breeze over the waterfront. Pretty nice evening around the Maritimes in general. And I'll have more on the weather forecast coming up after the break.
Welcome back. We have a great new contest to tell you about. CTV and the PEI International Shellfish Festival have teamed up once again for our Shellfish Lovers Getaway. One lucky viewer will win 2 festival passes, 2 tickets to Feast and Frolic, 200 shellfish bucks, accommodations, and more. Just go to ctvatlantic.ca and enter the contest there. You can also scan the QR code on your screen right now. You can enter once per day until Saturday at 5, and the winner will be announced on June 27th. Good luck, everybody. I love this contest. And Kaylin Mitchell joins us now. Kaylin, what a gorgeous day we had out there today.
Yeah, I treated myself to some lobster on Father's Day on Sunday. So.
Yeah, happy Father's Day once again. Yeah. Belated.
But maritime shellfish, always great. All right, let's take a look at our sunrise and sunset times. And for that, we're going to go to the St. John Public Garden, where the sun was shining full force for today. Sun rising now, 5:20 to 5:35 a.m. and setting between 9:02 and 9:19 p.m. Those times for the provincial capitals, of course. Taking a look at our weather systems map, barometric pressure is on the higher side for all 3 maritime provinces. So the center of that high pressure system is now moved a little bit further towards the east of us. There are a couple of weather fronts off towards the west, neither of which are directly on our doorsteps. We're expecting generally fair weather conditions as we move through tonight and tomorrow before some showers return on Wednesday. Taking a look currently on radar, nothing to show you here across the maritime region, no showers or thunderstorms. There was maybe a low chance of some showers popping up around the interior areas of Nova Scotia where that cloud cover bubbled up a little bit during the day, but I haven't seen any indications of that on radar. And if there are any sort of like last minute showers here over the next hour or two, they're going to be coming to an end quite quickly as we move through the evening hours. The rest of the night mainly clear with some fog patches developing. Highest chance of fog will be in southern areas of New Brunswick as well as around parts of the Atlantic coastline of Nova Scotia. And tomorrow morning, that fog will be dissipating or retreating just off the coastline. In the afternoon, mostly a mix of sun and cloud. You probably noticed the winds today. They were breezy in the region, and they'll be breezy again for tomorrow. Again, out of that southwest direction, they'll be sustained in a lot of cases 20 to 30 kilometers per hour with some gusts up to around 40. That southwest wind is a little bit more directly on shore around the Bay of Fundy coastline in New Brunswick and the Atlantic coastline of Nova Scotia. So at least for those coastal areas, temperatures tomorrow are going to be a little bit more moderate. Lows in the forecast for tonight around the Maritimes, pretty comfortable. Most of the lows falling into the high single digits and low teens. And then high temperatures in the forecast for tomorrow, quite similar to today in that a lot of areas, except for those few parts of the coast, going to be getting up towards the low to mid 20s, high 20s in northern areas of New Brunswick. Those direct coastal areas, the high temperatures will be held mostly between 17 and 20 degrees. UV index, of course, very much going to be on the high side, rated 8 or 9 or high to very high across the Maritime region for tomorrow. So don't forget about the sun protection. And then looking forward into the forecast for Wednesday, we've got this front moving in from the west. It's going to increase cloud cover around the region. It's also going to develop some showers in the Maritimes. Now, during the day, the showers look most likely for parts of New Brunswick as well as southwestern areas of Nova Scotia. And then by the time we get into Wednesday evening and Wednesday night, the shower chances become higher in Prince Edward Island and the remainder of Nova Scotia, including eastern areas like Cape Breton. High temperatures on Wednesday. In a lot of cases will still be around the high teens, low 20s, maybe a little bit warmer than that for some northern areas of New Brunswick. And then in the forecast for Thursday, we remain with a mix of sun and cloud with a chance of showers. And the chance of showers on Thursday will be highest in western areas of New Brunswick as well as the southwest and Nova Scotia. Sun does break through here and there around the Maritimes, so most of the highs will be around the mid to high 20s. All right, let's take a look at our weather watcher for tonight. And tonight's weather watcher is 9-year-old Ellie from Brookhouse Elementary. And Ellie has sent us a drawing of playing with her beach ball at Rainbow Haven Beach. Thank you, Ellie. Just looks like we're starting to get into some running stretches of good weather for Rainbow Haven Beach now. If you'd like to be one of our weather watchers, then come into CTV Weather Watchers, P.O. Box 1653, Halifax, Nova Scotia, B3J2Z4, or email kaylin.mitchell@bellmedia.ca. Maria.
Thank you, Kaylin. So a new T-shirt aims to raise awareness and break down barriers for trans people. CTV's Paul DeWitt puts the spotlight on the I Am Your Bear campaign.
Hello, my name is Joss Studley. I use she and they pronouns, and I'm the workshop developer and facilitator at Simply Good Form. Simply Good Form is a trans-focused consultancy that aims to give businesses and organizations the tools they need to create welcoming spaces and foster inclusive spaces. So this upcoming Pride, we're gearing up for our 3rd gender marker and name change clinic. Name changes involve many different moving parts and it's quite hard to navigate by yourself. And this name change clinic aims to reduce those barriers. To help support that initiative, we are selling some t-shirts. It's called the I'm Your Bear t-shirt. And it features artwork by Dylan Sweeney, who is a trans artist who grew up in Nova Scotia. The proceeds from that, all proceeds, will be going to supporting the gender marker and name change clinic. If you'd like to grab one of these shirts, we're still taking pre-orders. You can head to our website, simplygoodform.com. We'd love if you'd come pre-order it and help support the gender marker and name change clinics.
Thank you for sharing. All right, we're going to take a very quick break here, but stay with us. Here's a preview of our next story.
Emma Convey here in Centerville, Nova Scotia at the location of Sweetly Tessa's soon-to-be gourmet cookie cart, a next step for Tessa's small business. Coming up, you'll learn her story and how you too can give these a try.
Mornings with Aaron and Peter. Hey, we're sending you to Osheaga and Montreal this summer, and all you have to do to win is listen.
Specifically on the all-free iHeartRadio app. Listen for 10 minutes and you're in.
Welcome back. So the Circus came to town over the weekend. Canada Circus Spectacular set up in the Zatzman Sportsplex for 2 shows Sunday afternoon. This was just one stop in the 90-show summer program. The traveling show will make stops all over the Maritimes, boasting an international cast of entertainers.
We've got juggling, we've got clowns, we've got acrobats, we've got FMX riders, the Globe of Destiny you can see there. We really got the whole gambit.
Canada Circus Spectacular is in Bridgewater for 2 shows tonight before landing in Amherst for a single show on Tuesday. The production then moves into New Brunswick for performances from the 18th through to the 25th. Looks like a lot of fun. All right, on to our final story of the evening now. Sweet Success, a new gourmet cookie cart, is coming to Centerville, Nova Scotia. CTV's Emma Convey met with the young entrepreneur who's baking up a storm.
Classic cookie, chocolate chip cookie, dipped in melted chocolate.
As a kid, Tessa Swetnam always had a sweet tooth, but never thought after years of nannying, a career in cookies was next.
I love childcare. I did it for a long time,
But when I started baking and giving it to people and selling it and doing markets, I just realized, wow, I love this. It just drove a passion in me that I didn't even realize.
It all started with making treats for her friends.
My friend Erin actually posted them on TikTok and everybody was commenting. It kind of blew up.
And in 2023, Sweetly Tess was born. It quickly became her full-time job.
We have all kinds of great flavors: lemon, dipped chocolate chip, peanut butter, blueberry crumble.
To hear your child say, I'm literally living my dream. You can't ask for anything else as a parent.
Sweet success. In 2024, Tessa won platinum for the city's favorite cookie in Halifax community votes.
It means so much to me to be nominated for something like that, and it just means even more that other people love my business as much as I do.
Now it's markets, custom orders, weddings, and the newest addition, a gourmet cookie cart.
We found the card on Facebook Marketplace a couple of weeks ago. I had done up some inspiration and showed it to my mom, and she had taken a couple of days to paint it up without me knowing.
She's so busy with all of her markets. She was, you know, I don't know how I'm going to get the card painted. I don't have time. So we spent last week with some paint and a few hours of hard work, and we surprised her.
She rolls out the bakery cart on June 29th in Centerville, Nova Scotia.
For me, I think, traffic and just organic customers stopping in, taking a look, learning about my business and trying my products, such a great way to get the name out there.
Her long-term goal is to one day have her own storefront. Emma Convey, CTV News, Centerville, Nova Scotia.
Everything looks so good. Sweetly Tess, look her up on Instagram. I mean, it's just amazing the things that she makes. And Mama, what an amazing mom.
Yeah.
That is a surprise
Helping
to like
out.
help her get her business rolling.
I literally, because
Yeah.
that cookie cart was on a couple of wheels there,
Yeah.
which, by the way, I think is a great idea. Just not nearly enough cookie carts around as far as I'm concerned.
Or brownies.
Yeah. Products look delicious, though, for sure.
So thank you for a lovely Father's Day weekend. The sunshine was shining for all the dads. Or did you just order that up for yourself?
Well, not just for myself, but did help me enjoy the weekend a little bit more. Yeah, it was pretty nice, and we're off to a pretty fair weather start this week. Got a couple of days to talk about some shower chances in the 7-day forecast as we move towards the start of summer, which is coming up late on Friday.
Oh my goodness, looking forward to that. Kaylin, we'll see you and Todd at 6 o'clock. I'll see you tomorrow. Have yourselves a great evening. Our news continues now.